On today's video, I'm going to show you guys my new favorite warm-up lick that I've become obsessed with and tell you guys exactly why we should all be practicing it. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. So last week on my channel and on my Patreon page, I was coming up with some Paul Gilbert inspired picking licks for you guys to practice. And in the process, I came across this one little scale fragment on 2 strings that I've just become obsessed with. It's become my like go-to warm-up every day since then. Here's what it sounds like. It's a sextuplet-based scale sequence that can fit into your shred and solos and stuff, and it's also just the perfect thing to use to warm up your alternate picking and get those hands in sync every day. Because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I sit down and pick up the guitar for the first time in the day, not only do I have to, tune the guitar up, I have to tune my hands up as well. Seems like something that's becoming more relevant the older I get. It seems like the more warming up I have to do every day. And by playing phrases like this, it's like it really reminds both of my hands of what they need to be doing to get in sync with each other and get those string changing mechanics going on as I move across the fretboard. So after I discovered that phrase, I came up with this 2-string lick that moves across the fretboard with it in the key of D minor that I'm going to show you guys, and also came up with a bunch of variations on this that I'm going to show you all as well. In the process of doing so, I'll be playing this lovely Ibanez RGT3120 that I got from the Gear Exchange room at Sweetwater, and I'm playing that through my Dietzel VH2. No pedals or anything, just straight into the amp. It's a monster. This video is brought to you guys by everybody who supports my channel over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Sign up today, you're gonna get access to downloadable tabs, practice tracks, bonus lessons, all kinds of goodies. This week, everybody who supports my channel is going to get access to downloadable tabs and practice tracks that I made to go along with this lick to help you get it up to speed. Also put the MIDI file up, that way you can build your own perfect practice session, so don't delay. Sign up today. Oh, and I'm also going to be uploading a super extended cut of this video with even more information on there and no ads. You don't want to miss that one, so be sure to sign up today. Okay, so here's how to practice this thing. Take any 2-string, 3-note per string scale shape. Like the one I used a second ago was right here in the 12th position. Starting off on the D string, I'm just playing 12, 14, 15, and then the same thing on the next string. That's going to be our scale pattern that we're going to use, kind of a fragment of D minor. And what you're going to do is to alternate pick your way through this entire thing and start off by walking up all 3 notes on the D string. Then when you get to the G, what you're going to do is to walk up twice. Notice that wasn't walk up and down. I just walked up, went back to the start, and then the last note on that string is going to be to go back to that starting note one more time. So far you should have this. After that, just walk down the 2 notes on the D string and start over. Now, why I like this so much is because it works on the 2 most important string switching mechanics. It involves changing strings on a downstroke, and it involves changing strings on an upstroke. Then when you get to the G, that string starts on an upstroke and finishes on an upstroke. And for all the people in the comments that are going to ask me why I didn't play that with fingers 1, 3, and 4, I know somebody out there is going to be tempted to say, well, why don't you just economy pick this by going down, up, down, down? That's going to wreck the picking of the entire thing. It'll actually end up not really helping you in the end, and you'll have to end up resorting to alternate picking anyway. So why not just practice the entire thing alternate? Here's that lick again at stepdad speed. So let me give you guys a roadmap of that D minor scale on the top 2 strings of the guitar. It'll make this all a little easier to visualize if you learn the pattern first. So to play the lick that I made up here, what you're going to do is to play up the first 6 notes of that first pattern. After you play up that much of it, instead of continuing to play those same notes again, like we did in the original example, what you're going to do at that point is to move up to the next scale position. So it's going to sound like this. Okay? Then play the last note on that string and walk down the 2 notes of the next string. Try that again. That's the basis of it. So from this position here, we're going to start off on E, jump up, restarting from F, restarting from G, A, B flat, C, and then this is where I ended it, just by walking down and resolving on D. Okay, so here's the first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. That's it. So altogether you should have this. Cool thing about that is you can play that exact same set of shapes on any other pair of strings, just starting from whatever D note you want to. Like let's say maybe the D note on the 5th fret A string. Start right there and play those same patterns in the same order, and it'll look and sound like this. You could also do that from the open D string. Only one that gets kind of tricky is whenever you start off from the G string D note, because then all the shapes are going to get moved over a fret whenever you hit the B string, like this. And there's one more variation on this I want you guys to focus on, because the initial lick that I showed you, even though it's great because it has the downstroke change and the upstroke change, it only covers the outside string changes, right? Because if that's your pair of strings, you're always changing strings on the outside. The other half of the puzzle here for us alternate pickers is inside picking. And if you practice it this way, it'll work out that too. What I want you to do is to take that idea and just reverse everything. So instead of starting on the lower string walking up, I want you to start on the higher string walking down. Play down the next string twice, play the highest note, and then walk back up the next string. So all together it's going to sound like this. That's way more of a challenge for me. I'm way more of an outside string changer than inside. But whenever you practice this starting with a downstroke, blew it. But it works those really difficult inside string changes. So obviously this is the one that I should be working on more because it doesn't come as naturally for me. Now you could also avoid that with the Paul Gilbert strategy of just starting with an upstroke instead. Because if you play that phrase right there, starting with an up, it's back to being all outside changes again. Check it out. So that'll remain on the outside picking kind of range. So whichever one you're weakest with, just be sure to focus on that the most so you can get more better at it and become the next generation of Shred-Eye Knights. So there you go, guys, my new favorite warm-up and a cool lick to go along with it. I'm sure it's going to become one of your favorites too. If you like this video and want to get even more out of it, be sure to support my channel by signing up today over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. That's where you're going to get the practice tracks to go along with this, the downloadable tabs, as well as a ton of exclusive bonus content. So don't delay, sign up today, patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and all that other good stuff that we ask you to do. We ask you because it really does help us out a lot, and it just takes a second. So do the thing, mash that button, ring the bell, yada yada yada. Thanks again for watching. Now get away from the computer and go practice some guitar. Let's click it. More picking.